Welcome, my friends. Welcome to another aimless adventure coming to you from Port Richey, Florida today. I'm just sitting here on the dock of the bay, literally. That's not what we're here for. No adult beverages, no seafood will be consumed. However, just over the left side of my cranial lobe, things were consumed, things were burned in a sacrificial altar, some say. So I think it's time we explore more of the Timucua Stone Sacrificial Altar here in Port Richey. That seagull better get out of here before he gets thrown in the pit. I think it's time we explore more, so let's do it. Before I get pooped on. Hold on. Look at the flowers, Lizzie. Just up the staircase, you bust a left. Hey, how are you? And then hook a left. You can also access it from the bottom, but I wanted to kind of get a better look of it from this direction, coming down, better lighting and all. Nothing says let's have a good meal and a couple adult beverages like some fire stacks and a sacrificial altar. You would never think to find this here, but here it is, because these cultures were here long before we were. And check it out, there's even right here a face carved in there. Now I don't know if that was done by the initial tribes or if that came later, but there it is, and it's friggin' creepy. They've done testing on this stone and they found remains of both blood as well as cinders from fire and bone fragments. It almost looks as though this area right here may have been some type of fire pit area, or maybe that's where human remains, or even maybe humans were put there. I don't know. This is very eerie, but it is it's history. And it happened. Just reading from the inscription that's right there, and I'm going to mess up that tribe name, so apologies already for that one. The Timucua Religious Stone, I think is how it's pronounced, says this rock is thought to have been carved by that particular tribe between 1 and 400 AD. Which has two faces carved into it. I've only seen one so far. And is an effigy to local priest chiefs. Perhaps sun and rain gods given human faces. A cavity indicates the rock was used for religious ceremonies at which food and other precious items were placed as offerings. Okay, so no human sacrifice as of yet. Most likely the carvings on the rock were the handiwork of that particular tribe, one of the groups or natives of the time of Florida's discovery by Europeans and beginning of recorded history. The greater Tampa Bay area was within the jurisdiction of this particular tribe in the subdivision of Tocobaga or Bago. Not sure how to pronounce half these names. They are fairly complicated for me. And that area was the name of that particular tribe's village or chief, or both, located at Tampa Bay. It was possibly the largest village with the most important chief in a cluster of villages. I found the second face. It's right there. This rock was discovered in 1981 when they were originally constructing the Sea Market restaurant, and there was a miniature golf course that had been located here before that. The restaurant was sold to the Levrox chain in 1991, and it's been left untouched. This stone has been left untouched since that day. Not cleaned or altered in any way. I would say that that's with the exception of that lantern, which they seem to have fused and or stabbed into the rock. Some believe that this rock is exactly where it's always been, but others claim differently. They say that originally they thought the rock was here in the original location as where you see it now. However, a local resident said that they remember the canal being dredged out and rocks being stacked up, and this may have been one of those rocks according to that individual. The theory is now that the large rock was excavated during dredging of that particular channel. Regardless if the rock was actually moved from its original location and placed here, or if this is in fact where it's always been, is almost a moot point. Most likely the carvings on the rock were the handiwork of the Timucuans, one of the groups of natives at the time of Florida's discovery by Europeans at the beginning of recorded history. So this is part of Florida's history, it's part of native Florida history, and it's really cool that it just sits here at this restaurant for all to still enjoy. A lot of theories revolve around this rock. Was it a sacrificial altar? Were humans sacrificed here on this stone, or chopped apart and placed in that pit? No one knows. But they have traced blood, bone, and of course food residue in that little caveat dug out where things were placed and burned as offerings. Sometimes history is stranger than fiction, and I dig it. I'm here for it. It's pretty cool. We were last here during the hurricane last year when this was underwater. This was all jacked up when that hurricane come through here and tore it up. We're right off Highway 19, which is right in front of me, right in front of you. You're staring at it now. And people passing by probably have no idea that just over here in this little parking lot area of this sweet little restaurant is a sacrificial altar stone. Well, that's going to do it from this one. Hopefully you enjoy these videos. I never know where I'm going to be or what I'm going to find. I like to mix it up. So if you enjoy the funky, you enjoy history, you enjoy roadside attractions and all kind of other stuff, flip through the channel. There's 10 years worth of stuff out there to check out. I appreciate you. I love you. And Lord willing, I'll see you on another one. Unless I end up here. Let's hope I don't. So until then, next time, if there's a next time, adventure on. They've got this sweet stone sculpture here, or I guess just decorative thing, whatever you call it. But I can't help but think it has two things that have a lot to do with that stone. Sea, because it's right next to the sea, right there. And fire. Walk with me. Because that is exactly what was happening on that stone. Hats off to this joint. That's a cool name. And a really cool piece of creepy history.